and Wine were sitting, wait let me say again, pretty close. Both looked at each other. Jungkook looked at her lips seductively. I want it. Me too. He leaned a little, his lips was about to come on her lips, but then suddenly, Mr. John. Jungkook snapped out of his daydream, blinking rapidly. He realized he had been leaning forward, almost as if he was about to kiss her. He straightened up, a slight blush coloring his cheeks. Yeah, I'm sorry. Can you say my schedule again? Wine looked at him a bit confused, but still professional. It's alright, Mr. John. You have a meeting with the board at 10 a.m., a call with Tokyo at noon, a presentation at 2 p.m. and dinner with investors at 7 p.m. Jungkook nodded, trying to focus on what she was saying, but his mind was still thinking about his daydream. He shook his head slightly, telling himself to stop. You and your wild fantasies, Jungkook. Wine finished telling him his schedule and got up to leave. If you need anything else, Mr. John, I'll be at my desk. Thank you, Wine. As she left his office, Jungkook sighed, trying to forget about her lips. He needed to focus on work, but he couldn't stop thinking about his feelings for his secretary. Time skip. Jungkook was working on his laptop, focused on his reports. Suddenly, the door opened. He looked up and saw a familiar face. Minso. Hey Jungkook, long time no see. Jungkook stood up smiling. He walked over and hugged Minso tightly. Minso, it's been so long. How are you? How have you been in States? It's been good, but I missed home. I came back to surprise you. I'm so happy to see you. Come sit down. They both sat down and Jungkook felt excited and happy. He hadn't seen Minso in years. When did you came back? Are you staying? Yes, I just missed my family and friends, and I wanted to see Wine, so I came back yesterday. Anyways, how is she? Wine is great. She's my secretary now. She's really good at her job. Minso smiled, feeling happy. That's good to hear. I can't wait to see her. She doesn't know I'm back. She'll be so surprised. She talks about you all the time. Just then, Wine walked into the office with more documents. She stopped when she saw her brother. Oppa, is that really you? Minso stood up and opened his arms. Yes, it's me. Come here, sister. Wine rushed over and hugged him tightly, tears in her eyes. I can't believe you're back. I missed you so much. I missed you too, Wine. I'm here to stay. Jungkook watched them, feeling happy to see them together again. Minso and Wine sat together, catching up after being apart for so long. Jungkook joined them, enjoying the happy reunion. Why does Mr. John overwork you? If he does, let me know. I'll break his bones. They all laughed at Minso's joke. Wine shook her head, smiling. No, Oppa. Mr. John is a good boss. He doesn't overwork me. Good to hear. I want to make sure my little sister is treated well. Don't worry, Minso. I take good care of her. I know you do, Jungkook. I was just teasing. It's so nice to have you back, Oppa. I have missed your jokes. I have missed you too, Wine. I'm here now and we can spend more time together. Jungkook watched the siblings with a warm feeling. He was glad Minso was back and saw how happy Wine was. How about we all go out for dinner tonight? Celebrate Minso's return. That sounds great. Perfect. My girlfriend will be coming too. The word girlfriend shocked Wine. Girlfriend? When did you make a girlfriend? A year ago. Oh, okay. It sounds like a fun evening. I can't wait to meet her. At night. That evening, Jungkook, Wine and Minso met at a restaurant to celebrate Minso's return. The atmosphere was lively and the restaurant was beautifully decorated with warm lights. This place looks amazing. Great choice, Minso. Thanks, I wanted to make it special. Just then, a young woman walked over to their table. Minso stood up and greeted her with a hug. Everyone, this is my girlfriend Hannah. Hi, nice to meet you all. Hi Hannah, I'm Wine. It's nice to finally meet you. Hello Hannah, I'm Jungkook. Welcome. It's great to meet you both. Minso has told me so much about you. They all sat down and the waiter came to take their orders. They decided to order tuna fish as their main dish. As they chatted and waited for their food, Wine noticed how happy her brother looked with Hannah. When the tuna fish arrived, they all dug in, enjoying the delicious meal and each other's company. Jungkook couldn't help but notice how relaxed and happy Wine looked. It made him feel good to see her smiling and laughing. After they finished their meal, Minso looked at Jungkook. Jungkook, can you drop Wine at her house? Hannah and I have another plan for tonight. Jungkook nodded. Of course I can do that. Sure, that's fine with me. They all stood up, said their goodbyes, and headed towards the exit. Minso and Hannah went off in one direction, while Jungkook and Wine went to the parking lot where Jungkook's bike was parked. Ready to go, Miss Wine? Yes, Mr. John. As Jungkook and Wine approached the bike, Jungkook turned to her with a smile. Well, I brought my bike with me. Shall we? Wine nodded, her heart fluttering with excitement. She climbed onto the back of the bike and wrapped her arms around Jungkook's waist. Hold tight because I like to fly, not run. All right, Mr. John. Call me Jungkook when we are not at office. Wine smiled and nodded. Okay, Jungkook. She held on tightly as Jungkook started the bike and they rode off into the night. The cool wind blew against their faces and the city lights sprinkled around them. Wine felt a rush of adrenaline as they drove through the streets with Jungkook skillfully riding the bike. She felt safe and exhilarated at the same time, her heart pounding in sync with the reviving engine. Jungkook glanced back at Wine, feeling her arms around him, her warmth. He felt alive, free, and strangely connected to Wine in that moment. He couldn't help but smile as he accelerated, the thrill of the ride heightening their senses. As they rode through the night, Wine leaned into Jungkook, resting her head on his back. She felt a sense of peace and contentment, as if nothing else mattered in that moment but the two of them and the open road ahead. Jungkook and Wine rode for what felt like hours, exploring the city and enjoying each other's company. Eventually, they arrived at Wine's house. Jungkook turned off the engine and they both got off the bike, still feeling the exhilaration of the ride. I hope you enjoyed the ride, Miss Wine. I did, Jungkook. Thank you for taking me on such a wonderful adventure. Jungkook smiled, feeling a sense of satisfaction. He was glad he could make Wine happy. Anytime, Miss Wine. Anytime. As Jungkook and Wine arrived at her house, Wine turned to Jungkook. Would you like to come in and have some water? He nodded and followed her inside. He sat on the couch looking around the cozy living room. Wine came back with a glass of water and handed it to him. Here, have it, Oppa. Jungkook's eyes popped out in surprise and Wine realized what she had just said. She quickly tried to explain. What did you say? Oppa. Well, I accidentally said that, but besides being my boss, you are also my brother's friend. So logically, you are also my Oppa. No way, I'm not your Oppa. Wine grinned, enjoying the playful moment. No, you are like my Oppa. Jungkook gritted his teeth, trying to hide a smile. Dare to say it again. Wine laughed, but just then Jungkook's phone rang. He answered it and heard Minso's voice on the other end. Hey Jungkook, I won't be able to come tonight. Something came up. I'll be there by next morning. Can you stay with Wine tonight? Jungkook glanced at Wine, who was still smiling from their playful exchange. Sure, Minso, I'll stay with her. After ending the call, Jungkook turned to Wine. Your brother won't be coming tonight. He asked me to stay with you. Wine nodded, feeling a mix of surprise and relief. Okay, Oppa. Thank you for staying. Again, she just laughed and went towards the kitchen. Time skip. Jungkook was sitting in the living room scrolling through TikTok videos when he heard the shower running. Wine was taking a shower and he was enjoying the quiet time. After her shower, Wine wrapped herself in a towel and suddenly remembered that she had forgotten to bring her night clothes into the bathroom. I forget my night clothes. Should I go out and get them? But what if Jungkook sees me in a towel? Maybe I should call him to hand them to me. This is so embarrassing. She was stuck in her thoughts. Meanwhile, Jungkook's stomach growled. He looked at the time. It was 11 p.m., his usual time for late night snacks. Whether he ate dinner or not, he always had a snack at this time. He decided to order some noodles and thought of asking Wine if she wanted something too. It's 11 p.m. snack time. I should order something, maybe Wine wants something too. He walked to Wine's room and knocked twice on the door. When there was no response, he thought she might not have heard him. Wine, I'm ordering noodles. Do you need something? From inside the bathroom, Wine was startled, but then saw an opportunity. No, thank you. But can you help me in another way? What? She hesitated for a moment, feeling embarrassed, but then spoke. Can you give me my night clothes? They are on the bed. Jungkook blinked in surprise, but quickly recovered. He walked over to the bed, found the night clothes, and took them to the bathroom door. Here they are. Wine opened the door just enough to take the clothes, keeping herself hidden behind it. Thank you, Oppa. She tried to tease Jungkook because Wine knew he didn't like being called Oppa. But what happened next was unexpected. Jungkook suddenly came inside the bathroom, pinning her against the wall. You need punishment, right? Wine's eyes widened. No, she was cut off by Jungkook's lips on hers. She was surprised, but the next action made her heart race even more. Jungkook turned on the shower and water poured down. Wine was under him, her towel slipping slightly, and his shirt was drenched, sticking to his. They kissed passionately, and soon out of breath they pulled apart. You called me Oppa? Now you'll have to face the consequence. Jungkook and Wine stood under the shower, their hearts racing from the kiss. Jungkook looked deep into Wine's eyes, his expression serious yet tender. Wine, I need to tell you something. I love you. Her eyes widened in surprise. What? I know you love me too. What? How do you know I love you too? He smiled softly. I overheard your conversation with Minnie. Minnie was Wine's friend, who also works at the same company. Wine's eyes widened even more, then softened into a puppy-like expression. But means Oppa will not agree to our relationship. Jungkook's smile grew, and he leaned to whisper into her ear. He will agree, I know. He is the one who has been keeping us together and close all this time from the start. Wine looked at Jungkook in disbelief, her heart swelling with emotion. Really? Minso Oppa did that? He nodded. Yes, he did. He knows how much we mean to each other. He just wants us to realize it ourselves. Wine felt tears of happiness welling up in her eyes. She wrapped her arms around Jungkook, holding him tightly. I love you, Jungkook. Jungkook hugged her back, the warmth of their embrace mixing with the water scaling down on them. I love you too, Wine. They stood there holding on to each other, knowing that their love was meant to be. You were hungry, right? Jungkook smiled, his eyes twinkling with mischief. That hunger got lost after tasting something more delicious. Wine blushed deeply and hit Jungkook playfully on the arm. You're impossible. Jungkook laughed, wrapping an arm around her waist. But you love it. Wine couldn't help but smile, feeling the warmth and happiness flood her heart. Yes, I did.